ETH. Reclaim 1762, right? Reclaim up in here. I'm bullish again on ETH. So let's take a look at these downtrends that have played on ETH. So ETH likes to do these downtrends, right? So you get this downtrend, you get the break of the downtrend right here, you pump straight up higher. Next, prolonged downtrend. Interesting how these play out, right? As soon as you break the downtrend with this big green candle, boom, straight up. Okay? So here's the local downtrend on ETH. If we get a break of this downtrend on ETH, we're ripping. Confluent with how Bitcoin performs, right? So if I pull this down even further, like over here, right? This is how I'm playing ETH. Number one, we need a reclaim of the macro range, which is over here. Let me put this on a higher time frame. Okay. First thing I'm looking for on ETH is a reclaim of this macro range that we've had this bull market. Okay. So here's our demand. They set a bear trap right here, making it look like we lost this demand zone. So similar to how we scared everybody right here and that little deviation of demand, they scare everybody right here. They save it. And then they send us into this macro range over the last couple of years. Okay. So we need a reclaim on Ethereum. Very simple levels. 1760, 1800 to be safe. Reclaim the macro range. If we reclaim the macro range, what do you expect if you reclaim a macro range? You expect at least range highs. But if you get range highs again on Ethereum, you're going to get new all-time highs. And you're going to pressure these highs up over here. Okay. 4,800, 5,000. Okay. Incredible. So if this plays out, incredible opportunity to make a shit ton of money if it plays. But those are our levels. Okay. And then we go back down on the daily. So then also saying is, so a reclaim of the macro range plus, right, up into here, plus a break of this downtrend, you're ripping higher. Okay. Right. Break the downtrend, ripped. Break the downtrend, ripped. Break this downtrend, you rip. Okay? Keeping it very simple. SPX. So, actually, let's look at others. Okay? So look at this as well. So I've been studying this others chart a lot. This is basically the alt season indicator, right? Whenever altcoins are ripping, this chart pumps up. So others dominance, total market cap. Excuse me, not dominance, total market cap. So crypto total market cap excluding the top 10 largest assets. Okay, so this is the altcoin shitcoin index, right? So whenever this is pumping, our altcoins are pumping. Boys Club, Pepe, Andy, Wolf, Brett, etc. are all pumping whenever you see this chart pumping. Okay, so here was our blow off top in November of 21, and then the first one here in May of 21. This is whenever Doge went to 80, 90 billion market cap. This is whenever SHIB went to 50, 60 billion. Okay, so this is the altcoin alt season chart. So you see from a macro level, okay, which is super exciting to show you where this cycle can go still. We still have not broken out of this 4-year reaccumulation range. So here's range low, 0, mid-range, 0.5, 1, top of the range. Okay. So this bull market, or excuse me, this cycle where we've broken out of this bear market reaccumulation has all taken place up in the upper half of this range. But as you can see from the one here, we still have not broken out of this reaccumulation range. Massive. As long as we don't go into a bear market and come all the way back down to the range lows, as we did in this bear market over here, again, contentious we don't go into a bear market, this shit is going to go like this. Because that's how ranges play. Eventually, this is going to go to new all-time highs, 1.618 on the fib, $1.3 trillion market cap for altcoins. That's Pepe at 50 billion. That's Andy, Brett, Wolf over billions of dollars of market cap. That's whenever people are printing off of whatever coin they're holding, doesn't matter which coin. That's alt season, right? That's what we're looking for. It's still possible for that to play out given how these charts are playing. Because yeah, everything's down bad right now, but we're still macro in this range, the top part of this range. We have not lost this mid-range. So if you look at the mid-range, right, it's been playing as a base here. So it's been hovering above this, and every time it comes down below it, gets sucked back up, pump, and now we're back down here. So check this out. So let's get out of the log mode. Okay. So here was our first alt, like mini alt season. Okay. So we come out of this bear market reaccumulation, just like we did in Bitcoin, right? So this is October, September, October of 2023, which makes sense. So Bitcoin leads into the bull market. So what does others do at the same time frame? So this is October 2023, just as Bitcoin started moving, altcoins start pumping. Okay. And so this was our first mini alt season. This cycle was right over here. So this was March of 2024 when Pepe pulled a 10x from like 300 mil market cap to 3 billion. So everything went crazy. And we get this long downtrend all the way through September of 24. Here's your August 5th capitulation nuke. This was the low. Look at how we play on these downtrends. So finally, we get a break of market structure in this macro downtrend. And you break up above this trend line. And you get a perfect pump up to about the mid-range, right? The mid-range of this macro 4-year reaccumulation. You come back down and you perfectly retest this downtrend. Look, perfect retest, back up. One last bear trap, one last fake out right down here. Make it seem like it's over again. You're coming all the way down here. Boom. Rip face all the way to all-time highs again on this index. Okay. Back up to all-time highs. Okay. So we get stuffed here in December. This is whenever altcoins were at our all-time highs. We got stuffed at the 1. We haven't broken out of this range yet. So we're gathering more steam. We're grabbing more energy. So slowly we come back down. You see the interactions with the downtrend. Every time we tap it, we nuke. Tap it, nuke. Look at where we're coming to here. This is what has me very short term, still bearish locally on altcoins, but very soon flipping to bullish if we break this downtrend. Because what happened last time? You break it, it's the start of the next rip. Okay. So you have time in a sense of a positioning standpoint for within the next couple of weeks. But you see, this is likely the bottom. Likely. It might not be, but I'd be willing to say it's more likely that that's the bottom on altcoins, similar to this one right here. And notice how even with this tariff war that's going on right now, this trade war, we still haven't come down lower on altcoins than we did in August 5th whenever we had that Japan liquidation, right? So likely this was the low here on altcoins, right? So you came down, you swept this low right here. Okay. So you came, grabbed that liquidity, you swept it. Okay, that's the low. So here was the liquidity here, was this one. So now you ended up grabbing all the way down in here, but this is the one that I had drawn out from before this capitulation happened recently. This is just the last, what was this, April 7th, 8th, right? So when you were losing this, it looked like you were losing this demand zone, and you were going to come all the way down into here, right? Come down much lower. But what do? They save it. This is how they get people freaked out. And this is why I was hedging, because if they didn't save this right here, if they didn't save it when we lost this demand zone, we would have been all the way down into here at least. And then if we lose that, you're coming back down into here. Okay. It's just no good. No good. Okay. Anyways, so my point is this is likely the bottom right here as long as we keep pushing up. I mean, obviously we have to keep pushing up because we got rejected after we set this bottom on April 7th, we came up. Look at what we do. Perfect tag of this downward trend. So obviously this downward trend is playing. It's being respected every single time. So this is playing. This is what you want to use for confirmation of being bullish again. So to be bullish on altcoins, this is how you decide if you're bullish. Break it. Retest. Buy here. We send to Valhalla. Okay? Because look. Break it. Retest. You buy down in here. And then you send. Now, you might not get this move right here. This would be dangerous to wait for. A move like that before the rip up. Because you might just get left right over here. And just fucking rip. Without this pullback. So I would be buying heavily on a break of this downtrend. You wait for the retest of the downtrend right here. This is where you're ripping buys.